Unafraid Show, Reister or Wrong. Your boy George Reister here today. Thank you guys for joining me. Great show up for you guys today. Awesome. The Unafraid Show is where you come to hear the truth, where you come to hear the real, not the watered down, not the fake, and know what's really going on in sports behind the scenes, not just the surface level, which is what we initially see. And we got a bunch of good things up for you guys today. First of which, I know some people are not going to be real happy about, is LeBron James. So for so long, for so many years, what did we hear about Kobe Bryant? Nobody wants to play with Kobe Bryant. Nobody wants to play with Kobe Bryant. Now looking at LeBron in his 15th year, who in terms of a superstar wants to play with LeBron James? That's the question. Who really wants to play with LeBron James? Because we're going to find out this offseason if anybody really wants to play with LeBron James. Because at this point in time, it doesn't appear anybody does. So we're going to go over that. We got LaVar Ball. What the hell is wrong with this dude? He's saying that Lonzo won't re-sign with the Lakers if they don't take LaMelo and Jello and all the rest of the pudding pops balls. And if not, he'll go to a team that will take all three. Listen to this, buddy. Nobody's taking all three of your sons. One of them sucks, and the other one we don't even know about yet. Like, come on, LaVar. And the last thing up is Steve Kerr lets the Warriors coach the Warriors. And we're going to talk about that and what's going on with Isaiah Thomas bashing LeBron. I mean, like, is there anything worse in life than a little dude talking trash? Like a little dude, like literally little in size. A diminutive man talking trash about the big man. And he just won't shut up, just a little chihuahua barking. Is there anything worse than that? I don't think there is. But what we're going to get to first is LeBron James. So I've said it for the longest time. That I talked about it yesterday, that LeBron James does not make his great teammates better. He actually hinders his great teammates' game, except for the case of Dwayne Wade. The rest of them, he's tough to deal with. He's high maintenance. He's all these things. Like, this is who LeBron James is. This is what LeBron James is. You just have to admit it. But the thing that interesting thing that's coming up is NBA free agency is coming up. And what have we learned over the last few years? Nobody wants to play with Kobe. Nobody wants to play with Kobe. How many times have people said that? Nobody wants to come to the Lakers. They didn't blame it on the Lakers front office being a mess. They blamed it on Kobe. Now we're going to find out who really wants to play with LeBron James. Because so many times people keep telling us, oh, LeBron James is the man. LeBron James, everybody wants to play with LeBron. No, they really don't. No, they really don't. Because this offseason is going to tell the tale. Like, this offseason is going to let us know who really wants to play with LeBron. Because the free agents this offseason, biggest one being Paul George, CP3, Boogie Cousins, DeAndre Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and Isaiah Thomas. We know he doesn't want to play with him. But we're going to really see who really wants to play with LeBron James. Because I don't believe that people want to put up with the high maintenance that is LeBron James, and they don't want to change their game in that way. Yeah. Will Barton's a free agent, but come on now. Like, people aren't lining up to buy tickets to go see Will Barton play. He's a good basketball player, but people aren't lining, like, he's not selling shoes. He's not doing commercials. Most people who watch basketball can't pick Will Barton out in the lineup. But who really wants to play with LeBron James? Do you think that Carmelo Anthony is going to sign up to play with LeBron James? Paul George? Maybe. We got people saying, oh, Westbrook is tough to play with. Well, we're going to see where Paul George lands. Because if he will have the opportunity to play with LeBron James. But truth be told is, while all that hate got dispensed on Kobe, people don't want to play with Kobe. He's tough to deal with. He's a maniacal egomaniac. Everything has to be his way or the highway. Sounds a lot like LeBron James right now, right? I mean, really, sounds a lot like LeBron James at this point in time. So we're going to see who really wants to play with LeBron James. The person who doesn't want to play with him the most, though, is Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas has come out, is talking about, oh, it was so different with I love these Lakers teams. They're like jumping up and shouting when I'm shooting the ball. They're so excited. They're so happy. I love this team. This is a team. It reminds me of the Celtics and the Kings, like the teams I played with. You mean the teams that didn't win anything? The teams that didn't win anything. I mean, come on. Like the Lakers don't want you, Isaiah. Nobody wants him. He's a good rental player. He's good to have for a little bit, a salary dump. I mean, it just is what it is. And now he's the little barky chihuahua barking at LeBron. Like sniping at the throne. And one thing that I've learned in life is don't pick fights with people that have more money than you or have more power or influence than you. Do not pick a fight with somebody who's on television every day or is a writer for a major publication like a newspaper or some blog or something like that multiple people read every day if you do not have that same type of platform. Unless you have some dirt on them, unless it is a slam dunk win. Do not pick a fight with them because you cannot win. And Isaiah Thomas, the same way with LeBron. You cannot win a fight with LeBron. You're only hurting yourself in free agency. And guess what? There have been people saying, oh, he's lost out on $100 million these last few months playing with the Cavaliers and this and that. No, Isaiah Thomas didn't. Nobody was going to pay Isaiah Thomas that kind of money to begin with. Nobody would pay him that kind of money. Because he's a little man. People don't want, there's only so much that you can do as a 5'8" player. He's the worst defensive player in the entire league. Can't affect a jump shot. Can't rebound all that well. He literally is of no value. You're playing against 4-on-5 on defense when he's out there on the court. He didn't lose $100 million. It was a pipe dream that he was never going to get to begin with. Not for Brooklyn, not for any of these teams. That's just what it is, man. I understand that we root for the little guy. I understand that it's fun and all fun and games. That is, that you have a little guy doing well. But that's not reality, man. That's not reality at all. You guys, thank you guys for watching Unafraid Show. Please make sure you swipe up, share the feed, continue the conversation, tell a friend about the Unafraid Show. Another team that's actually just screwing up and all of this stuff is LaVar Ball. What the hell is LaVar Ball thinking? So I will tell you this. I'll be honest with you and tell you the truth. So Lonzo plays for the Lakers. And LaVar Ball has said that he'll get Lonzo to not re-sign with the Lakers in 3 years if they don't take LiAngelo and LaMelo. And he'll get Lonzo to sign with whatever team will take all three of his sons and then they'll go win championships. First of all, he clearly doesn't understand how the salary cap, restricted free agency, unrestricted free agency, all of these things work in the NBA. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, I was out on LaVar to begin with. I was out on him bucking the system, trying to do his thing his own way. I was like, there's a traditional path that you kind of go down. And then I was all in on LaVar. I was like, hold up. This is a man with a plan. This is a man who has a way of... He got Lonzo drafted. Well, Lonzo got himself drafted to the Lakers, but it happened. He spoke it into existence. I was like, okay, LaVar, I'm in with you. I'm in with Big Baller Brand. I want you to try to do your own thing. Buck the system. Do something great. Be original. All these things, LaVar. I'm in with you. And now, I just want LaVar Ball to go away. I do. Like the 15 minutes are up. 15 minutes are up. I didn't buy the big baller shoes, but I did get a couple shirts. I was in. I'm telling you, I was all in. Now I want LaVar to go away. I want his sons to be successful. I want his sons to have all their hopes and dreams out in the world. But I'm out on LaVar. Like, he's going too far. I want his 15 minutes of fame over. Because, truth be told, this no team, as long as LaVar is continuing to LaVar like he is right now, no team is going to be willing to sign all three of his sons. Even if they are NBA caliber. Even if the other two are NBA caliber, which doesn't seem like the middle one LiAngelo is. Somebody just asked, you don't think he's what we need as black people? Yes and no. He is what black people need in terms of being willing to be having the entrepreneurial spirit, being willing to buck the norm, have a vision, have a plan, not succumb to societal norms. And you do need fathers who are active and all that. But at the same time, when you're a father trying to control what your grown-up son is doing, you are not encouraging growth and manhood within him when you are busy trying to get all three of your sons on one team, as opposed to do what's best for all three of them. Because each son has his own path. Each son, LaVar, LaMelo, LiAngelo, LaMelo, and Lonzo, all have their own path. They all have to go their own way. And the fact that he believes that all three of them being on the same team is the best thing for them doesn't make sense. Like, as a father, you have to say, you know what? Whichever path is best for this son, that's the way we're gonna go. I think it's hard. I agree. I do believe that his heart is in the right place, but there comes a point where you start to stunt your kid's growth. And there's no way an NBA team is going to take all three of his sons. The best thing to do is if the other two are NBA talented, if they're talented enough to play in the NBA, the best thing to do is to break them up. Because now you have to divide LaVar's energy. He can't be all in on messing up the Lakers if his other son's playing for the Brooklyn Nets and his other son's playing for the Dallas Mavericks. He can't be all in on talking. Like, there's only so much attention that you can get from different places. So the best thing is to divide the Ball brothers. If they're even NBA talented, if they're even NBA caliber players, the other two, LaMelo and LiAngelo, to begin with. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, the only way that teams would be all in on taking these three kids is if you're talking about a team that is not championship caliber and has no aspirations of winning championships. I mean, we're talking like the Brooklyn Nets, Sacramento Kings, Phoenix Suns, Orlando, Atlanta, Denver, like, just here for the show, to increase the brand, to increase the bottom line. Those teams might be in on having all three Ball brothers. But at the end of the day, that's just putting lipstick on a pig. Is at the end of the day, if they don't have the talent and they can't win games, you can have all the sideshows that you want to. You can have the Tim Tebow attraction. You can have the LaVar Ball attraction, whatever your attraction is. But if you don't win games, people are going to be out. They're going to be out on you. They're going to be out on your brand. They're going to be out on all of it. And that's what LaVar Ball is clearly missing in this plan. Like, I want his sons to succeed. I want the best for his sons. But I want LaVar to go away. Because at this point in time, the Lakers have room for two max free agents. Two max free agents in the offseason. So they could sign LaVar Ball. They could sign LeBron James. They could sign Paul George. They could sign DeAndre. They could sign whoever. They could sign 2 max guys. And the question is, if you are LeBron James, knowing how you protect your brand and all of this stuff, would you be willing to sign up to be anywhere where LaVar Ball is, where he's getting any attention? I mean, really, would you really be willing to do that? Probably not. I would not. Because all the time you're going to be having to answer questions about what LaVar Ball said. And eventually LeBron James, mind you, players are like people in general. What do we know about people when they're young? You know, they're young, they're kind of carefree, all this. They get like midlife, they're more responsible, they say the right things, do the right things, all that. That's what LeBron is right now. But then LeBron gets old, like Kobe did. What did Kobe start doing in the end of his career? Start saying whatever the hell Kobe wanted to say, like grumpy old man. Say whatever he wants to say about whatever subject and all that. And LeBron James is going to do the same thing. And eventually he would come on and be like, yo, I'm not answering questions about nobody's daddy. If he don't get the hell out of here, get the hell out of our locker room. Like, he's not signing up for that. So the Lakers may be in a tough position about what to do with Lonzo Ball. If LeBron James says, you know what? Listen, man, I want to come to LA. I'll come to LA, but you got to get rid of Lonzo. Lonzo will be on the first thing smoking, and it will be LeVar's fault. I mean, really, like, think about and consider that. Think about and consider that. That this man may have literally talked his way out of LeBron James, Paul George, and whoever in free agency. Because they don't want to deal with answering questions about this dude's daddy. And mind you, Lonzo has proven that he's a decent NBA player. We don't know if he's great. We don't know if he's legendary. We don't know if he's phenomenal. We don't know any of these things yet. He's been hurt for a while. We know he's a good NBA player. But we don't know if he's fantastic. We don't know if he's great. I mean, come on, man. Like Lonzo will be, I agree with you, Love Jones. Lonzo would be the new Andrew Wiggins. He'd be out of town on the first thing smoking, LeBron coming back to town. That's the truth. But where would, on a whole side note though, but where would be an interesting place for all 3 Ball brothers to go? You know where that is? The Los Angeles Clippers, where nepotism lives. I mean, think about this. You could have all 3 Ball brothers. You could have Doc Rivers coaching. You could have Austin Rivers starting the starting guard. You could have all 4 of them on the court at the same time. Wouldn't that be a show for the NBA? It would suck, but I mean, you know, the Clippers are into the nepotism thing. Might work out there. Yeah, it would be an absolute disaster, but. You know, the Clippers would be relevant for a little while. They would get their 15 minutes. Doc would have everything that he wants. But imagine Doc Rivers and LaVar Ball fighting for control over the nepotism and the brothers and the sons and who plays and who doesn't. That'd be an interesting story. NBA gets some storylines, I'll tell you that much. And they love storylines. They love that. But now we're going to get from talking about people who are losing right now to talking about people who are winning. And that's Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr with the Warriors. Brilliant move last night, Steve Kerr. Brilliant move. Someone said Doc Rivers would lose his raspy voice arguing with LaVar Ball. Like, LaVar! That would be hilarious. Steve Kerr, he let the Warriors players coach themselves versus the Phoenix Suns. Oh my God, I love it. I love this by Steve Kerr because he said something in the postgame that was absolutely fantastic and it was very self-aware. Because to let your team coach itself, you have to be confident in yourself. You have to be confident in your job. You have to be confident in all of this. Because so many people say, oh, the Warriors can coach themselves. No, they can't. No, they can't. If they could, they wouldn't be getting blown out and losing games like they did the last 2 weeks of basketball. If they could, they wouldn't. But Steve Kerr knows, all right, you guys are tired of listening to me. Don't want to do what I say? Go ahead. Go ahead. Try it yourselves. And what better team to do it against than the Phoenix Suns, the losers themselves? They don't play hard. They are disinterested. It's a sham. They fired Errol Watson for no reason because they have a bad team. I mean, come on. And the Warriors coached themselves to a victory. And guess what? They turned around and then appreciated Steve Kerr because they would draw up plays and then go out there or tell them what to do, the game plan, and then not execute. And then they're sitting up there like, oh, wow. They're pissed off and they're like, oh my God. Like, ugh. Like, why don't they do what I told them to do? And then they're appreciating Steve Kerr a little bit more. Jedi mind trick, Steve Kerr. Jedi mind trick. Sounds like a whole lot of Popovich in that move right there. Somebody mentioned Devin Booker, who is the Suns' best player, who scored, 71 last year. He's playing for the Suns. I mean, it sucks. Sucks. I mean, Eric Bledsoe demanded a trade. I wouldn't be so mad at Devin Booker for demanding a trade either, but guess what? They're not trading him. They're not getting rid of him. This is where drafting matters, dude. Like, you have to pick the correct people. You have to pick great players, obviously, in the draft. But even more than picking great players in the draft, you have to be able to surround them with veterans who can show them the right things to do. Tyson Chandler, they got Tyson Chandler down there, who's a pro's pro. But he's no longer one of the better players on the team, which makes it difficult. I mean, and so I agree, man. I agree that Devin Booker, it sucks that he has to lose and all of this. Josh Jackson looks deplorable, if you'll allow me to say that. I mean, it's just absolutely awful. It's terrible to watch, and it almost makes you feel like the Phoenix Suns are a team that make you almost consider retraction in the NBA. Where you're like, okay, it's 30 teams. Now imagine if we could pare that down to 26 or even 28 teams. And you're just like, yeah, and then make all the rest of the teams better. Help the competition out in the NBA. Yeah, you would lose, 30 job spots, but geez Louise, at least the league would be more competitive because the Phoenix Suns are a doormat. I mean, even the Brooklyn Nets are not that bad. The Charlotte Hornets are not that bad. I mean, they at least put up a fight on a nightly basis. It's good God. I mean, imagine, but the bad part about it is that you could literally put the Phoenix Suns, the best players from the Phoenix Suns, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Charlotte Hornets, and you still, from 3 teams, you still would not have a team that can finish in the top 3 in the West. I mean, that's just absolutely tough. Someone asked, do I believe the Warriors are good for the NBA? Yes, I do. I do. They are entertaining. They're fun to watch. And also, they create a villain. Because you either love the Warriors or you hate the Warriors. Like, they are a polarizing team. And polarizing is good for the league. It's good for eyeballs. When you look at the most polarizing people in life, they make the most money. Let's look at sports. Tom Brady's polarizing. People want to see Tom Brady lose as much as New England Patriots fans want to see him win. The same thing with Floyd Mayweather. People love to see Floyd Mayweather win, who love him, but they love to see him. People sign up on the off chance that he could lose, even though they know he won't. If LeBron James joined the Warriors. See, here's the thing is, LeBron James joining the Warriors, it's possible, but it's not realistic. Because for them to add LeBron James, they would have to lose Klay Thompson, Iguodala, Sean Livingston, and probably Draymond Green as well. So the Warriors wouldn't look like the Warriors. They would have LeBron, KD, and Steph. And a bunch of David West. like Jordan Bell and David West. Like those would be the other two best players on the team. So so the Warriors wouldn't even look like they do now. Like that would not even, it would be another fair team. Somebody else could beat them as well. You guys, if you guys miss any Unafraid show, download the podcast, iTunes, tune in. Make sure you guys share the feed. Tell a friend about the Unafraid show. It's great. We bring the heat every day. Peace out. We will catch you guys tomorrow.